I used to think my story had a finish line, a quiet book left dusty on the shelf of time, chasing circles in the margins, waiting for a sign. Then you walked in like a melody, making every sentence rhyme. You didn't just read my pages, you felt the weight of every word. The silent parts of me finally being heard. And now the ink is flowing steady and deep, a promise that I'm finally ready to keep. It's more than a feeling, it's a soul deep design. Our lives are two verses beginning to twine, 'cause you're the ink and I'm the heartstrings, tied together in the song that the universe sings. Every pulse of my blood, every stroke of your pen, writing it forever, again and again. We are just a moment, we're a masterpiece in bloom. The light in the hallway, the breath in the room. My soulmate, my anchor, my beautiful truth. I'm anchored to the heartstrings, and the ink is you. They say that home is a place where you lay your head, but I found it in the things that we've never said. In the way you hold my hand when the world gets loud, like a silver lining on a heavy cloud. If our lives were a map, every road led to this, 1,000 almost leading to your kiss. 'Cause you're the ink and I'm the heartstrings, tied together in the song that the universe sings. Every pulse of my blood, every stroke of your pen, writing it forever, again and again. We are just a moment, we're a masterpiece in bloom. The light in the hallway, the breath in the room. My soulmate, my anchor, my beautiful truth. I'm anchored to the heartstrings, and the ink is you. And if the pages ever yellow or the ink begins to fade, I'll still remember the beautiful way we were made. I pluck every string until my fingers bleed, just to give you the music that you need. You're the only story I ever wanna pen meets the paper, the heart meets the wire, with a steady glow, not the flickering fire. Just ink and heartstrings. It was always you. It was always you. I used to think a home was made of cedar stone, a place to keep the winter out, a place to be alone. I walk through empty hallways, drawing blueprints in the dark, searching for a foundation, but I couldn't find the spark. Then you stepped across the threshold, and the cold began to fade, and I realized every wall I built was just a barricade. It isn't in the measurements or the leveling of the floor. It's the way the light comes dancing in when you open up the door. Oh, we're building something timeless, something gravity can't claim, with a roof made out of whispers and a heart built from your name. It's the geometry of us, the way our spirits intertwine. You're the pillar, I'm the garden. You're the rhythm, I'm the rhyme. In the architecture of love, we found the grand design. There are cracks within the plaster. There are scars upon the wood, but they only make the structure stand the way a temple should. We don't need a golden palace or a tower in the sky, just a window for the morning and the truth inside your eye. Every prayer we've ever offered, every secret that we keep, is a beam that holds the ceiling while the rest of the world sleeps. Oh, we're building something timeless, something gravity can't claim, with a roof made out of whispers and a heart built from your name. It's the geometry of us, the way our spirits intertwine. You're the pillar, I'm the garden. You're the rhythm, I'm the rhyme. In the architecture of love, we found the grand design. And if the earth should tremble, the seasons turn to gray, the cornerstone we've laid down here will never wash away. It's soul made strong, it's heaven sent, it's deeper than the blue. I finally found my dwelling place, and it looks a lot like you. Brick by brick, heart by heart, the finish line is just a place where the forever starts. In the architecture of love, I'm finally home. I'm finally home. coffee's cold, the morning's gray. Another year just slipped away. I watch the light dance on your face and find my only saving grace. We've seen the flowers bloom and die underneath the changing sky. But the way you hold my hand through it all makes the highest mountain feel so small. The calendar turns, the colors fade, but I'm not afraid of the debt to be paid. 'Cause every line around your eyes is a map to a love that never dies. And we're weathering the seasons, hand in hand, through the shifting tides and the sinking sand. When the winter's bite is a bitter cold, you're the only fire I need to hold. From the emerald spring to the autumn gold, it's a story of us that's still being told. Let the world go on, let the thunder roll. You're the quiet rhythm of my soul. I remember how the summer felt, watching all our worries melt. But I love you more in the pouring rain, when we share the weight of the hidden pain. It's the quiet talks at 3 a.m. that I'm sorry and to try again. It's not the magic, it's the climb that's made us masterworks of time. And we're weathering the seasons, hand in hand, through the shifting tides and the sinking sand. When the winter's bite is a bitter cold, you're the only fire I need to hold. From the emerald spring to the autumn gold, it's a story of us that's still being told. Let the world go on, let the thunder roll. You're the quiet rhythm of my soul. They say nothing lasts, that everything breaks, that love is just a series of lucky mistakes. But I see the roots we've grown so deep, the promises we fought to keep. Let the wind howl, let the leaves fall down. With you I'm on solid ground. We're weathering the seasons, hand in hand, through the shifting tides and the sinking sand. When the winter's bite is a bitter cold, you're the only fire I need to hold. From the emerald spring to the autumn gold, it's a story of us that's still being told. Let the world go on, let the thunder roll. You're the quiet rhythm of my soul. The seasons change, but you remain. My summer sun, my winter rain, just you and me, weathering it all. I spent a lifetime counting miles and crossing lines, chasing a horizon that kept shifting in my mind. I thought that home was built of cedar, brick and stone, a quiet place to rest when I was tired of being alone. But the windows always rattled and the rooms felt cold and white, until the moment myself standing by your side. It wasn't a map that led me here, or a star fixed in the sky. It was a steady rhythm of your heart and the kindness in your eyes. 'Cause I've been a wanderer, lost in the gray, counting the shadows and wishing for day, but the search is all over. The fever has flown in the warmth of your arms. I'm finding my way home. Yeah, in the light of love, I finally found my way home. You know the jagged edges and the parts I try to hide. You saw the weary traveler who was trembling inside. You didn't ask for perfect, you just opened up the door and showed me what this restless heart was really looking for. It's not a destination or a coordinate on a page. It's the way you hold my spirit when I'm rattling the cage. 'Cause I've been a wanderer, lost in the gray, counting the shadows and wishing for day, but the search is all over. The fever has flown in the warmth of your arms. I'm finding my way home. The world is loud and the road is long and the winds are gonna blow, but I'm not afraid of the dark anymore, or the places I might go, because no matter how far I have to run, you're the porch light burning, you're the peace I'm earning. Yeah, I've been a wanderer, lost in the gray, counting the shadows, wishing for day, but the search is all over. The fever has flown in the warmth of your arms. I'm finding my way home. The key is in the lock now, the fire's in the grate. I'm done with the running, I'm done with the wait. I'm home, I'm finally home with you. I've walked past 1,000 faces in the rain, looking for a rhythm I couldn't quite name. A quiet hunger, a ghost in my chest, always moving, never at rest. Then the air shifted, the world went still, like the first light breaking over the hill. I didn't need a map, I didn't need a sign, I just felt my heartbeat finally aligning. It's not a discovery, it's a return to a fire I didn't know how to burn. It's the oh, there you are, I waited to say through every lonely winding way. And now I'm drowning in the rivers of recognition, flowing back to the place where we began. No more searching, no more mission, just a steady pull. across the deep. You're the only promise I'm meant to keep.
The soil of my soul was cracked and dry. A quiet landscape under a colorless sky. I'd grown a fence of thorns so high and steep to guard the secrets that I used to keep. I thought the winter was my only friend, a season of waiting that would never end. Then you walked in with light in your eyes and saw the bloom beneath the disguise. You didn't mind the dirt beneath your hands. You didn't try to change the way the hollow land stands. You just leaned in close, you whispered low, give it some time, watch how it grows. Oh, you're the gardener, my heart. You knew where to finish and where to start. You pulled the weeds of my oldest fears and watered the garden with patient years. Where there was hollow, you planted a seed. You're every comfort and everything I need. In the wild, in the quiet, through the dark. just a flower that we pick for a day. It's the work of the hands that choose to stay. Gates are open now, the roses are in bloom. There's so much light in every room. Stay with me through the seasons, the frost and the dew. My heart is a garden and it's all for you. It's all for you. The gardener of my heart. I used to keep the lights down low to hide the lines where the shadows grow. A map of everywhere I've been, written in silver on my skin. I thought I had to be a polished stone to find a place to call my own. But then you walked in, quiet and true, with a few jagged edges of your own too. You didn't ask for the story behind the marks. You just reached out and touched the dark, and suddenly the air felt sweet, like two broken rhythms finding a beat. And it's a symphony of scars, the beautiful wreckage of who we are. Every ache and every sting is a chord that makes the music ring. We aren't whole, but we're a masterpiece, where the hurting ends and the hearts find peace. I'll play your ghost, you play mine, in a symphony of scars. We're doing just fine. You showed me where the winter bit, and I showed you where the fire lit. We're tracing the seams where we fell apart, finding the beauty in the damaged heart. It's not a weakness, it's a golden thread, healing the words we never said. I don't need a soul that's never been burned. I want the one who's fought and learned. And it's a symphony of scars, a beautiful wreckage of who we are. Every ache and every sting is a chord that makes the music ring. We aren't whole, but we're a masterpiece, where the hurting ends and the hearts find peace. I'll play a ghost, you play mine, in a symphony of scars. We're doing just fine. Let the world look for the flawless view. I'll take the cracks that I can see through, because that's where the light gets in. Under the surface, under the skin, your history is my favorite song. I've been waiting to sing it I've spent a lifetime treading water, waiting for the tide to pull me in. With a heart like a rusted anchor and a map etched on my skin. The world was always cold and bracing, a constant spray against my face. I was tired of the endless chasing, just looking for a quiet place. Then you reached out through the wreckage with a hand so steady and so kind. You turned the chaos into music and left the storm behind. Now I'm wrapped in saltwater and silk, the sting of the ocean, the soft of your touch. I never knew a soul could be hungry until I finally loved you this much. You're the shore where the wild waves break, the only peace I've ever managed to find. Between the brine and the velvet light, you're the ribbon that keeps me entwined. There are scars that the salt kept open, memories that used to burn like fire, but you weave them into something golden, a holy sort of heart's desire. It's not a love that's built on logic, it's a love that's built on breath. The way your fingers trace my palm like life-defying death. Wrapped in salt water and silk, the sting of the ocean, the soft of your touch. I never knew a soul could be hungry until I finally loved you this much. You're the shore where the wild waves break, the only peace I've ever managed to find. Between the brine and the velvet light, you're the ribbon that keeps me entwined. Let the storms roll in if they have to. Let the clouds turn a heavy shade of gray. As long as your skin is against mine, the salt can't wash the silk away. No, the salt can't wash the silk away. We're saltwater and silk, the ones that I've burned. I was a sailor who forgot how to read the stars. Just a collection of maps and some old travel scars. Oh, I chased the horizons that promised a home, but the faster I ran, the more I felt alone. Then the static went silent, the shadows grew thin. The moment you touched me, the needle tucked in. 'Cause you are the north I was born to find, a steady heartbeat in a restless mind. When the seasons are shifting and the sky loses light, your love is the constant that guides me through night. I don't need the stars or the moon on the spin. I finally found the compass within. It's not in the grand things, the silver and gold. It's the way that you listen, the way that you hold the parts of my spirit I thought were too small. You saw the garden behind the stone wall. Now the roads that I take all lead back to your door. I'm not looking for somewhere or something no more. In a world full of noise, you're the song on the wind, the quiet direction where mercy begins. 'Cause you are the north I was born to find, a steady heartbeat in a restless mind. When the seasons are shifting and the sky loses light, your love is the constant that guides me through night. I don't need the stars or the moon on the spin. I finally found the compass within. They say soulmates are lost until they are seen, but you were the space in the breaths in between. No matter how far the wild winds may blow, I've got the only map I'll ever need to know. Or the moon on the spin. I finally found the compass within. It's you. It's always been you. My quiet direction. The compass within. The shadows stretch along across the amber field. The summer is folding, but the heart hasn't kneeled. I see the dust dancing in the fading light, while the crickets start tuning for the cool of the night. We've spent the whole season planting the seeds through the droughts and the rains and the pulling of weeds. Now the sky's turning purple, a deep velvet hue, and there's nowhere I'm going if The air's getting thin, the wind's getting cold, but your hand in mine is a story untold. Wait for the glow at the edge of the hill. The world is about to stand perfectly still. Oh, it's a harvest moon romance, golden and white, with the ghost of the meadow and the turning of tide. You're the grain in the silo, you're the light in the dark, the steady slow beating of a wild quiet heart. Under a sky that's too heavy to hold, we're turning our silver memories to gold. Just you and me in this celestial dance, in our timeless harvest moon romance. They say that the seasons are meant to move on, that the bloom of the morning is lost by the dawn. But soulmate, you're different, you're the perennial kind. The deeper the winter, the more of you I find, like the copper on leaves or the frost on the vine. And I'm more of myself when I know that you're mine. We've gathered the moments, we filled up the store, and every year passing, I'm loving you more. It's a harvest moon romance, golden and white, with the ghost of the meadow and the turning of tide. You're the grain in the silo, you're the light in the dark, the steady slow beating of a wild quiet heart. Under a sky that's too heavy to hold, we're turning our silver memories to gold. Just you and me in this celestial dance, in our timeless harvest moon romance. Let the stars try to hide, let the sun go to sleep. We've got a harvest that's ours now to keep. No hunger, no hollow, no fear in the night, as long as you're bathed in that big orange light. The moon is a lantern hanging so low. Follow me home where the wood and birds glow. Just a harvest moon romance, yeah, harvest moon romance. The fields are all sleeping, and we're finally harvest moon romance. The world was painted in shades of gray, just a map of places I've been. I was walking the line, keeping the fray from ever letting a stranger in. But you arrived like a shift in the tide, a hum in the air I couldn't ignore. Now all of the secrets I used to hide don't seem to matter anymore. I used to think the edge was where the light would die, that every road had end at the sky. But looking at you, I finally see there's so much more than what's in front of me. And we're breaking the rise in love, chasing the gold where the blue meets the sea, leaving the shadows we already enough to finally become who we're meant to be. It's not just a feeling, it's a soul deep design. Two worlds colliding, perfect It's a quiet ache, a beautiful thrill, knowing I'll never be the same. We aren't just a moment, we aren't just a breath, with a heartbeat that echoes through time. A love that is stronger than silence or death, a mountain we didn't just climb, we survived. Didn't find you in a garden row, where the soil is turned and the shadows know their place. I found you where the jagged rocks begin, in the middle of the dust, with the sunlight on your face. We weren't planning it, darling, we just grew in the cracks of the pavement, in the middle of the blue. They say a love like this is hard to keep, but the roots we've tangled go 1,000 miles deep. And I don't need a cathedral or a steeple in the sky to tell the truth I see when I look into your eyes. So let's trade the silver for the morning dew. I'll get my quiet peace forever just to you. No manicured hedges, no fences in the way, just the grace of the wind and the words that we say underneath the open sky, where the tall grass bows. I'm making these wildflower vows. You're the color that the winter couldn't kill, the steady hand when the world won't stand still. We've been weathered by the thunder, we've been thirsty for the rain, but we've learned how to bloom in the center of the pain. My soulmate, my mirror, my favorite kind of wild. You're the home I've been seeking since I was a child. The world wants a rose that's clipped for a vase, a beauty that withers in a few short days. But I want the kind that survives the frost, the kind of devotion that never gets lost. Unrehearsed and unrefined, the only heart I'll ever call mine. Just you and me, growing where we're meant to be. Sweet wildflower, wildflower, I'm yours. Let's trade the silver for the morning dew. I'll get my quietest forever just to you. No manicured hedges, no fences in the way, just the grace of the wind and the words that we say. Underneath the open sky, where the tall grass grows, I'm making these wildflower vows. Just you and me, growing where we're meant to be. Sweet wildflower, my wildflower, I'm yours. The world is loud, a frantic rush of gray, but the static fades the moment that you stay. I used to read the classics, searching for the line that could finally explain how the stars align. But ink on a page is a hollow, silent thing compared to the hum that your fingertips bring. You don't need a pen to write on my skin, you just trace the places where the light enters in. It's a language without any sound, a holy kind of hollow, a grace that I found. Every emotion is a metaphor, every pulse is a rhyme. We're building a kingdom outside of time. Oh, it's the poetry of your touch. I never knew a heartbeat could say so much. With a hand on my shoulder, you're rewriting my past, turning maybe forever into finally at last. It's a sonnet in the silence, a rhythm in the dark, a single soft pressure that ignites every spark. My soul is the paper, your love is the ink. You're the only truth I feel before I even think. There's a stanza in the way you hold my face, like I'm something sacred, something you can't replace. You map out my scars with a weaver's gentle hand, a story of healing I finally understand. We're a book with no ending, a verse with no wall. I'm leaning into you and I'm loving the fall. The curve of your palm is a prayer I can't keep, a promise that echoes even when I'm asleep. Let the poetry Every breath, every sigh, every slow motion brush, and the poetry of your touch. Yeah, the poetry of your touch. I remember the day we stood on the edge of a canyon too wide to cross. Two different worlds and 1,000 regrets. Just counting up all that we lost, but didn't turn and didn't run. You reached for a stone in the dirt. You said if we're ever to reach for the sun, we have to start where it hurts. So we laid down the timber and hammered the steel with nothing but faith that the healing was real. One prayer at a time, 1 inch every day, until all of the distance just melted away. And oh, look at the bridges we built over the rivers of doubt and the secrets we spilled. Every heartbeat a plank, every promise the wood staying right where the hollow and broken one stood. It's more than a cross, and it's where I find home, on the path that we carved through the mist and the snow. I'd walk it forever just to be where you are, on the bridges we built to the stars. The storms came in heavy, the currents grew deep, trying to pull us apart. But the foundations holding the secrets we keep in the quietest rooms of the heart. It's not just the beauty, it's not just the light, it's the sweat and the dust on our hands. It's choosing to stay in the middle of the night when nobody else understands. And oh, look at the bridges we built over the rivers of doubt and the secrets we spilled. Every heartbeat a plank, every promise the wood staying right where the hollow and broken one stood. It's more than a cross, and it's where I find home, on the path that we carved through the mist and the snow. I'd walk it forever just to be where you are, on the bridges we built to the stars. They say love is a feeling, a spark in the dark, but I know it's the work of the soul. It's the mend in the spirit, the light in the spark that makes a divided heart whole. Look at the view from up here. No more divide and no more fear. Just me and you and the span of the years, on the bridges we built, the beautiful bridges we built. I'm still crossing over to you. is a whirlwind of shifting sand. I was a drifter, no place to land, searching for meaning in echoes and dust. building my walls out of shadows and rust. But then came the quiet, the steady, the true. The moment my spirit collided with you, it wasn't a spark that would flicker and fade. It was a promise that destiny made, like a seed in the dark, finally finding the light. I'm waking up now, and I'm holding on tight. I am rooted in you, deep in the earth, through the seasons of drought and the seasons of birth. When the storm clouds gather and the wild winds blow, I've got a love where the heavy rains go. You're my foundation, my home and my truth. I'm finally blooming, 'cause I'm rooted in you. Yeah. They say that a soulmate is a mirror, a glass, showing the beauty that we let pass. But you are the water, the sun and the soil, the peace at the end of a long day of toil. I don't fear the winter, I don't fear the fall, because with your hand in mine I can stand through it all. I am rooted in you, deep in the earth, through the seasons of drought and the seasons of birth. When the storm clouds gather and the wild winds blow, I've got a love where the heavy rains go. You're my foundation, my home and my truth. I'm finally blooming, 'cause I'm rooted in you. We're two different branches from the very same vein, intertwined in the joy, interlaced in the pain. Let the world change its colors, let the years fly away. Our love only grows deeper with every new day. I'm rooted in you, deep in the earth, through the seasons of drought and the seasons of birth. When the storm clouds gather and the wild winds blow, I've got a love where the heavy rains go. You're my foundation, my home and my truth. I'm finally blooming. Deep in the silence, strong in the blue, forever and always rooted